You have your goal, you have your message, you've defined your audience. The next step is to create an outline. The outline, it's going to allow you to flesh out what's the content that's going to go into your talk.
The outline can take so many shapes and forms. There are so many ways to go from ideas to slides.
So the first thing I do is just start writing an outline. Writing things out really helps me to clarify my thinking. Once I have my detailed outline, then I start to build out the slides.
I personally don't sit down and write out what my messages are. I use my slides as that outline or that storyboard. After I have a rough draft of the images and the text that I want to have on my slides, then I start iterating on them and polishing them.
A storyboard in the context of your slides is really just sort of a visual representation of your slides. It's actually how I build my outline. I literally have my notebook, I have a pen and paper, I just start drawing out. I draw a little square and then I sort of draw some squiggles. It's nothing fancy. It's not like an Avengers storyboard that you might have seen at Comic-Con.
I basically just let it flow. Sometimes I outline, sometimes I type in phrases, and I'm just writing, sort of free association, stream of consciousness, and then I will sort of start slowly building up the slides to support that.
I used to type out a script for my presentation. I have a running monologue in my head of how I want the story to go. I would look at what I said on the script and make sure that it fits what's on the slide. If they didn't go together, either I had to change the script or I had to change the slides.
Most of my thinking happens in PowerPoint. It's mostly text and it's mostly bullet point lists. So I'll break the slide deck down into 3 different parts. So the first part is the introduction. Then there's kind of the meat of the content, so all the data. And the third part is the conclusions section. Then I'll break it down slide by slide as to what I would want these slides to have and what kinds of information would be relevant. As I started adding more slides, I recognized there was something that I'd missed before. And then I would go back and rework that outline and then rework the slides that I'd made.
It's going to be an iterative process, so you're not necessarily going to go in order of the different parts of the talk. You might, but you might actually start in the middle. Here are the 3 experiments that are critical for my audience to understand my work. And then you're going to think back maybe to the introduction and you're going to say, all right, what's the background so that they can really understand those 3 experiments and why I did them. And then you might go to your conclusion and say, like, here are my 3 main discoveries, but you might go back and then tweak the introduction.
You have the data in mind when you're building your outline. Since the data goes in the body of your talk, you kind of know what's the story is going to be about. And this will help you determine what is going to go in your introduction and what is going to go in the conclusion or the ending of your talk.
Depending on how long your talk is, you're going to have to make sometimes really tough decisions about what kind of information you're going to include. You're never going to be able to tell people about all of the interesting things that you're doing. But as you're moving through the process of going from goals, message, and audience to outline, more detailed outline of here's the actual information that I want to include, here are the points that I want to make, to then slides, constantly ask yourself what's essential, like what information is essential for my audience to understand that core message that you've defined, and for you to meet the goals that you have fleshed out for your talk.
The whole process of giving a talk is this real iteration
You are moving from something that's entirely into your head into something you're speaking out loud.
You really just need to do what works best for you. Develop a system for designing a presentation that really fits your own needs.